Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take the sources, the articles, the buzz, and try to make sense of it all for you.
That's the plan.
Today, we're getting into something that's really been lighting up social media. It's all about actress Samantha Ruth Prabhu and director Raj Nidamoro.
That specific buzz.
Exactly. And it's not just the usual speculation. It's got this interesting layer because of social media and some pretty cryptic hints from Raj's ex-wife, Shamali Day.
Right. It adds another dimension entirely.
So our mission here is to unpack all that speculation.
Yeah.
We want to look at how visual cues play a role, the pictures people see.
And those underlying themes.
Yeah, themes like trust and karma popping up in this very public digital space. You'll see how even silence can fuel the fire.
And just to set the stage, our main source for this deep dive is an article from the Economic Times. We're going to be looking at the details, sure, but also the how.
How these stories catch on.
Exactly. How these narratives sort of build themselves in public view. It's quite fascinating.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The recent, surge in these romance rumors, it didn't just come out of nowhere. There was a specific trigger.
That's right. It really kicked off, visibly anyway, with a couple of photos that Samantha Ruth Prabhu actually posted herself.
Oh, so not paparazzi leaks.
No, that's key. One picture showed her on a flight, looked quite relaxed, resting her head on Raj Nidamoro's shoulder.
Oh.
And then there was another one. This was both of them with the crew of a project they're working on. They were standing in front of the Subhem film banner.
So public, but shared by her. That definitely changes the context.
It really does. Sharing it herself gives it a different weight.
And this links directly to their work together, I guess.
Yeah.
It's always tricky when professional and personal lives might be overlapping.
Absolutely. And they do work together quite a bit. People are definitely connecting the dots, rightly or wrongly.
What projects are we talking about?
Well, there's the Family Man 2, which was huge. Then Citadel, Honey Bunny. And they've got another big one coming up, a Netflix series called Racked Brahmand, The Bloody Kingdom.
So a lot of collaboration.
A lot. And what's, I think, really interesting here is just how quickly people jump from seeing these appearances, these online posts, to drawing firm conclusions.
It happens fast.
Incredibly fast. It really speaks to how we interpret things online, maybe seeing what we expect or want to see. Confirmation bias, basically.
Okay, so the photos created the initial buzz.
Yeah.
But then came the silence. That seems almost louder in a way.
It often is. And that's a crucial point here. Neither Samantha nor Raj has actually said anything publicly. No confirmation, no denial, nothing.
Which you'd think might quiet things down, but...
Paradoxically, no. It seems to have just intensified the curiosity. It leaves this space, this vacuum, and people rush in with their own theories.
We're like explanations, right?
We definitely do. So the lack of a clear statement just fuels more talk. Precisely. And you see fans actively, poring over Samantha's latest pictures, looking for clues, interpreting gestures as these subtle hints about her relationship status.
Every post becomes evidence in the court of public opinion.
Something like that, yeah. Every image gets dissected for hidden meaning.
So while that's swirling online, Samantha and Raj staying quiet, then another person enters the conversation, maybe unexpectedly.
Yes, Raj's ex-wife, Shamali Day. Her social media activity suddenly became part of this whole narrative.
How so? What was she posting?
Well, she shared some pretty cryptic messages on her Instagram. The most recent one people picked up on described trust. She called it the most expensive currency and added that once it's lost, even a fortune couldn't restore it. Quite pointed.
Wow. And was that it?
No, there were others earlier in June. Things like time exposes, karma corrects, the universe humbles.
Themes we mentioned earlier, trust, karma.
Exactly. And another one encouraging people to create good karma and, importantly, treat people fairly.
Very suggestive, especially given the timing.
The timing is absolutely key. She didn't name anyone, not Samantha, not Raj.
But she didn't need to, did she?
Not really. The proximity of these posts to all the ongoing rumors about Raj and Samantha meant that people immediately connected them. It led to, widespread interpretation.
Speculation about tensions, maybe, related to this alleged new relationship.
That's certainly how it's been read by many. It just shows the power of indirect communication online. A vague post, timed right, can say so much without actually saying it.
Especially when there's already a narrative out there for people to slot it into.
Precisely. Context is everything.
Okay, to really grasp the potential significance of Shamali's posts, maybe we need a little background on her and Raj's history.
Yeah, that's helpful context. So Raj Nidamoro and Shamali Day, they reportedly got married back in 2015.
Okay.
And the reports say they separated sometime in 2022.
And what about her background? Is she in the industry too?
She is. She's actually a psychology graduate, but she's built a career in film. She's worked as an assistant director and also a script consultant.
On significant films?
Oh, yeah. Some really acclaimed ones like Rang de Basanti, Amkara, and Ek no Dir Golpo. So she's definitely got industry experience.
Interesting. And what about her social media before these cryptic posts? Did she used to post about Raj?
Looking back, yeah, her last sort of public post that featured Raj seemed to be from early 2023. There was a Valentine's Day mention, a birthday wish for him.
And since then?
Since then, her feed has shifted more towards these reflective and motivational quotes, like the ones we just talked about.
A noticeable shift.
A noticeable shift, which, again, people interpret. But it does raise that important question, doesn't it? How much can we reliably infer from someone's digital footprint, especially when there are no official statements?
It's all interpretation based on timing and context.
A lot of it is, yes. Very open to interpretation.
So wrapping this up, this whole situation is a really clear example of how celebrity rumors catch fire, isn't it?
It really is.
You've got the visual cues, the photos. You've got the silence from the main parties involved.
Which acts as an amplifier.
Right. And then you have this layer of indirect commentary through social media, these cryptic posts. It all weaves together into this public narrative.
Yeah, a narrative that kind of feeds itself. In the absence of official word, the speculation just fills the gap and almost becomes the story itself, online at least.
It makes you wonder how much control anyone really has over their story once it's out there in the digital world.
Very little sometimes, it seems. Which leads to, I think, a final thought worth considering.
Okay.
This whole deep dive into the rumors, the cryptic messages, the way the public interprets everything, it really makes you think, doesn't it? Beyond just these specific celebrities, what does our intense fascination with their relationships say about us?
About our own ideas, maybe.
Exactly, about our own concepts of trust, privacy, maybe even karma in this very, very online age.